Hi everyone, welcome back to Drawing Club. Today we're going to be drawing... Okay, so here is Hungry T-Rex. And as usual for Drawing Club, you just need a pencil sharpener, an eraser, a pencil, and then maybe a black marker or a black pencil crayon to outline your drawing at the end. And if you have them, some crayons or markers or coloring pencils to color in your picture when you're done. So, we're going to start this hungry dinosaur, this hungry T-Rex. I'm going to use my gray marker instead of a pencil, but you should be using a pencil for this. Okay. So I'm going to start with almost a kind of rectangle shape for this dinosaur's head. Just like this. Okay. And then I'm going to make a triangle inside the rectangle to show where that mouth is going to be. Just like that. And I'll put in the eye now as well. I think today I'm doing a different kind of eye. Now, usually I would draw those kind of big circle eyes with the light shining in it, but today I'm going to draw, because this is, we're looking from the side, I'm going to draw this kind of little sideways eye. And then I'm going to draw just the nose hole, a little circle up there for the dinosaur's nose hole. Okay. Next, for the body, I'm going to draw a kind of an oval shape. This dinosaur is leaning back because it's so excited about eating that hamburger. So I'm going to draw just like that, a kind of a squished oval shape. Okay. Next, I'm going to draw a curving line. This is a little bit like we did yesterday with the fox. A curving line that's going to look a little bit like one side of a heart. And that's going to show me the leg that's in front of the dinosaur's body. And then I'm going to make a foot at the bottom. And I'm just going to make a kind of a balloony, sausagey kind of shape there at the bottom for the foot. And I'm going to follow that line again on the outside of this dinosaur's body to show its other leg. So it's another kind of heart-shaped line. Goes back in like that. And then I'm going to put another little balloony kind of shape for the other foot right there. Now, to balance, so this poor dinosaur, well, it's not really poor, it's an excited dinosaur, but to balance so that it doesn't fall over because it's shaking that hamburger so far, we're going to give it a big tail. So I'm going to do a kind of a long, curving, like a snake kind of a line there, and I'm going to follow it back. It's almost like making a big S shape, or like drawing a river, just like that. Now, of course, everybody knows who knows anything about T-Rexes is they have little arms. So we're going to draw small lines for the arms. So 2 lines like this, and then 2 more lines like this, kind of like a backwards L shape. And then I'm going to draw 3 little claws. There's 1. So it's a bit different than the sausage fingers we usually do, because these fingers are going to come to a point because they're claws. So just like that. And then on behind the dinosaur's body, there's another little arm coming out, just like this. And then 3 more claws again. So there's 1, kind of a thumb claw, and then 2 finger claws, just like that. Okay. Now I'm going to change the shape a little bit of the head. So I'm going to add a few extra lines here to just kind of show that the back of the head rises up a little bit. Just kind of like that. And trace back to here. And I'm going to put an extra little lump on the back of the head here to make it look a bit more realistic. And I'm going to do the same here where the line under the chin is. I'm going to trace over it again, but then add a little bit of a bump in the neck where it's swallowing that big hamburger it's eating. And then trace back like that. And I think it's time to put in those beautiful big teeth that Tyrannosaurus Rexes are so famous for. So we're just going to put in some triangles, starting smaller at the back of the mouth, and then getting bigger and bigger and bigger as they go to the front of the mouth like that. And remember, of course, if I'm drawing too fast, you can always stop the video at any time so you can catch up. And then I'm going to put smaller teeth, triangles again at the bottom of the mouth, like that. But here I'm going to put that hamburger. Now, of course, you don't have to draw a hamburger, and I might show you how to draw some other things in the mouth in just a moment, but we're going to do a hamburger first, or I will do a hamburger first. But if you want to leave that part blank for now, you can do that, because we could put some other things that might be a little easier to draw in there as well, if you find the hamburger a bit too difficult. So there's the top of the hamburger, then that's the bun. Then I'm going to put the meat in the hamburger here. I'm going to put a long squiggly up and down line to show a piece of lettuce that's right underneath where the meat is. Another one underneath. And then the bottom of the bun down here. And you know what, this is going to look a little different than the one I think I drew that I showed you before, but that's okay. We'll put that there. We'll put another tooth in there, which I didn't have in the first drawing, but right there. Okay. I'll put some little circles here to show that there are some sesame seeds on top of that bun. And then I'm going to put a little bit of ketchup or mustard coming down out of that. And then I'll draw a few little shapes just to show some pieces of the hamburger are falling off from the dinosaur shaking it all around. I'm going to put some little shaking lines as well, because the dinosaur is so excited about eating this hamburger that he's shaking his head, or her head. I don't even know. I don't know how to tell the difference. He's shaking this burger all around. Okay. We're going to add some little claws at the end of the feet. So here is a little kind of, again, curved triangle shape for one claw. And then another one right there. And I'll put a line at the back, just like that. I'm going to put one more little claw on the back of the foot, just like that. Okay, but like I said, if I didn't want to draw, oh, I forgot, there's a little triangle up here, sorry, for some cheese. But like I said, if I didn't want to have that be a hamburger, I could always change it to something like, oh, I could make just like a big circle like this and put a stick coming out of the end and make it into a kind of a lollipop. Or if I wanted to make it into an ice cream, I could put a cone, make a big triangle for an ice cream cone, put a line there, and maybe some curved bumpy lines to show that it's an ice cream, and maybe those little lines just crossing to show a waffle cone, just like this. Or if you can think of something else that you would like to have the dinosaur eating, you could put anything you wanted. Okay, so now I'm going to trace over my picture again with my black marker, and this is the time when I can make any changes or fix up some lines if I'm not happy with them, and it'll also make my picture stand out a little more. So of course, when you're finished this part with your marker, you can then erase the pencil lines, which is something I can't do because I did my underdrawing in gray marker so you could see it. So I'm just going to trace around again. I was thinking about dinosaurs because in the kindergarten, there are 10 kindergarten classes at my school. So there are lots of students in kindergarten at the school I go to. And I often go into the kindergarten and I help to teach different things in there. And lots of the students in kindergarten know so much about dinosaurs. And so whenever I go in there, I'm always learning things about different kinds of dinosaurs from the students. And one of the things that I've learned from the students talking to me is that there are two main types of dinosaurs. There were dinosaurs that liked to eat meat, and there are dinosaurs that like to eat plants. And, the words for those two different kinds of dinosaurs are actually, they're quite difficult science words, but I found that all the students already knew what they were, and they could tell me that the dinosaurs that like to eat plants were called herbivores, and that the dinosaurs that like to eat animals were called carnivores. And so a T-Rex, like the one I've drawn here, is a carnivore, so it likes to eat meat. So that's why when I was thinking about this drawing, I thought, well, sometimes there's meat in hamburgers, so maybe it would be funny to draw this dinosaur eating a hamburger. Or I could have made a big chicken leg as well, I suppose. Okay, so I'm just going to trace over. These are some little bits of the hamburger falling off again. So when I color them, I might color them like a bit of cheese or a piece of lettuce. I could use some green. Okay. The back bump of the head there. And then follow the back. Now I'm not going to follow... Ooh, I just knocked my camera. Okay, let me make sure this is still okay. All right, good. Oh, that was silly. Okay, so I'm not going to follow that line all the way down because I want to show that the tail is connected to the body. So when I trace, I sometimes think about what parts are in front of other parts and make sure that I don't trace over parts that I don't need to trace over. And the same is true for this part. I'm going to trace down to there for the leg, and then I'm going to trace there. I'm going to trace over that claw, which is probably a very good thing for dinosaurs like T-Rex to have these big claws. It would help it to catch its prey, and also to be able to walk and make sure it didn't fall over. And the round belly. And the next, the leg behind the belly. And then that claw. But I'm not going to trace over that line at all because I would erase that if I could with my eraser. And then the little T-Rex arms and its claws. Just like that. And there we go. And I'm just going to trace over those little lines that show that it's shaking that hamburger back and forward. And there we have it. There is T-Rex eating a hamburger, or eating something else if you wanted to put something else on there. So I'll go back and show you the color one again. And this is another example where I talked before about colors that like to work together, and they make a drawing kind of more exciting to look at. And two colors that love to work together, they're complementary colors, are green and orange. And so you can see I used kind of a bright orange to show the back of the dinosaur. Maybe there's some bright orange light shining on him. And then I used green to show the rest of the dinosaur. Okay, I hope you enjoyed doing Hungry T-Rex today, and I can't wait to see you guys again at Drawing Club.